Now the other thing we can see about Brad, I can edit my profile, which will update my information. And you can see here, we have skills, interests, projects, schools. All these things are configurable. But what's new here in SharePoint 2010, these things are hot. They're clickable, right? We can see that this is school is a hot link. Before we click on that, I want to show you a couple other things. In fact, maybe I should show you while I'm clicking on it. But if we look down here, we can see we've got this Ask Me About. These are the technologies that they're an expert on. These are things that he's volunteered as. You can ask me questions about these things. Now, when we clicked on that term, Dogwood College, it's using the search expertise system, and it's returning people results. Now, you can see right here on the left, we can focus on the name or the expertise. We have the ability to filter down by the role, like a project manager or an engineer or sales. We can narrow it down further by going into their other interests, or even those technology areas of Ask Me About section. Now, the other things we notice about these people is we have their presence information, we have the ability to quickly call them, we can email them, we can get their status, we can get their out of office, we can have it call them, or view their My Site, schedule a meeting. Very, very quickly, we can interact with these people. Now as well, rather than just seeing a name and maybe one line of information, we get a very rich experience of a clip of their bio, including their responsibilities, and hey, there's their school, which is in bold, it's highlighted. Now if I click on their name, I get right to their My Site. And from here, I can see that same kind of information. I can drill in. But not only from this My Site, I can click on any of these terms, ask them a question. I can write on their note board, which is like writing on their wall in Facebook. So other people can see their questions and so on. Now if I click on organization, in the organization, I actually get a pretty amazing Silverlight control of the organization itself, where I can see their peers, very quickly, again, hit their My Site or see their presence information. I can get their manager, including their direct reports, again, other peers that they've got. Very easy to navigate and access. And there you've even got the status. Pretty amazing, rich control for being able to access people's information. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you was this little section up here. We've got My Network, My Content, and My Profile. In the My Network, we can manage who my colleagues are. In fact, Outlook 2010 will actually recommend colleagues on a weekly basis based on who you interact with in email. The interests, where you can manage your keywords and your tags. And your newsfeed settings are like activity feeds. You can control and manage what activities you're interested in. So for example, right here on the bottom we can see activities I'm following and manage exactly what's going on. So I need to wrap things up. lot of stuff here. I'm going to use a lot of this as reference for you. You can have this deck. It will be on SharePointJoel.com. Rich profiles, search, communities with tags, enhanced blogs and wikis, presence we looked at, colleagues is in there, the organization stuff. Being able to navigate based on tags. So we're talking about navigation being a challenge, being able to navigate by topics. And the final thing is around keeping it relevant. If you've got junk on your team sites, people are going to want to visit them. They're not going to want to go back. You need to make sure if you're managing sites, you make them interesting and sticky. And just like tagging, it's those types of things, we turn it into a social sense of marking things and being able to navigate in horizontal and vertical ways. And the last thing is making it relevant, making it current and interesting. And in summary, kind of the wrap up, that case study, what did they decide to do? They're going to use enterprise search and they're going to employ SharePoint 2010 to help them get out of these silos. They're actually not going to change much of the structure. They've already got things organized by team and group and line of business. But what they're going to do is they're going to use activity feeds to drive people by topic and tagging, and they're going to create some cross-organizational activities so you can find expertise search and encourage colleague tracking across the organization.
Collaboration on that. So we upload it and search for them and watch them, but don't collaborate on them. Web content management is pretty close to document management, but it's not really the same. So in my presentation, I won't talk about web content management, although it's really a very interesting topic, but so huge that cannot fit in my short time here. So, okay, what are the general document management requirements in our business? We have to store documents, we have to collaborate on them, edit them, delete them, logically or physically delete. So we have to have version management because we have to know what happened with the document in the past and who did and what did with our document. It's very important business information because something is changed. The changing is itself a business information and not the result, but the changing is as well. Permission management is also very important. Who can see, what can see, and what can do with them. For example, can I only see the document, or can I edit that document, or maybe can I delete it, or maybe I can edit it, but cannot delete. So permission management is very, very important because the business information can be the business itself. So if we store documents and if we deploy a document management system, to define the permission rules is one of the most important things at the beginning. So there is no other way to achieve the business goals. At the very beginning, we have to fix the permission rules. Probably you work